The video begins in what should have been a peaceful rural afternoon, but the calm is violently shattered by desperate barking echoing across an open field near the edge of dense forest. The camera rushes forward to reveal a horrifying scene. A giant python, thick as a tree trunk, is coiled tightly around a German shepherd that is fighting with everything it has left. Nearby, a terrified sheep stumbles and bleats in panic, trapped by fear and confusion as the massive snake shifts its attention between both animals. Dust rises from the ground. Grass is flattened beneath the python's crushing weight, and every second feels critical as the dog's movements grow weaker. Moments earlier, this land had been quiet. The German shepherd was doing what it had always done, loyally guarding the small flock grazing in the open field. The dog was alert, passing slowly, ears twitching at every sound coming from the nearby forest. Without warning, the grass began to move in an unnatural way. The shepherd sensed danger instantly and began barking, placing itself between the sheep and the threat. Before anyone could react, the python struck with shocking speed, lunging from the shadows and wrapping its powerful coils around the dog in a blur of motion. The sheep scattered, but one froze in terror, remaining dangerously close to the unfolding nightmare. The dog fought bravely, biting and twisting, but the python's strength was overwhelming. Each coil tightened with terrifying precision, cutting off movement and air. The sheep bleated loudly, drawing attention from nearby villagers who rushed toward the noise, only to stop in fear when they saw the size of the snake. They knew this was not something they could handle alone. Shouting for help, one of them made an urgent call to a local rescue team known for handling dangerous wildlife situations, hoping they would arrive before it was too late. As the minutes passed, the struggle intensified. The German shepherd's barks turned into strained whimpers, its body weakening under the crushing pressure. The python adjusted its grip, muscles rippling beneath its patterned skin, completely focused on overpowering its prey. The sheep tried to back away but slipped and fell, nearly pulling itself closer to the snake's reach. Fear spread through the onlookers, who could do nothing but shout and throw small objects to distract the python, actions that barely slowed the deadly encounter. The rescue team arrived with sirens cutting through the tension, stepping out with controlled urgency. Their expressions changed instantly when they saw the sheer size of the python and the condition of the dog. They knew they were facing a highly dangerous situation where a single mistake could cost lives. Quickly, they ordered everyone to move back and fall silent. Calm voices replaced panic as the team began assessing the snake's behavior, its coil pattern, and the safest way to approach without causing it to tighten further. A plan was formed within seconds. Each rescuer took a role, some preparing ropes and control poles, others watching the python's head closely. The goal was clear, but incredibly risky. Free the German shepherd and protect the sheep while minimizing harm to the snake. The team understood that the python was not acting out of cruelty but instinct, and they were determined to resolve the situation without killing it. Still, the danger was immense, and the weight of responsibility hung heavily in the air. The approach began slowly. One rescuer moved to the side, creating a distraction by tapping the ground and making controlled movements to draw the python's attention away from the dog. Another rescuer circled behind, heart pounding, eyes locked on the snake's head. Suddenly, the python reacted, tightening its coils and lifting part of its body off the ground in a defensive display. The German shepherd let out a weak cry, pushing the team to act faster. With perfect timing, a rescuer used a control pole to pin the python's head gently but firmly to the ground. Instantly, the snake exploded with power, thrashing violently as the others moved in to grab and control its coils. The force was unbelievable, muscles contracting like steel cables as the python tried to break free. Dust and grass flew everywhere as the rescuers strained, shouting instructions to each other to stay coordinated. For a terrifying moment, it seemed the plan might fail. The python twisted suddenly, knocking one rescuer off balance and tightening one last coil around the dog's torso. The German shepherd went limp for a second, sending a wave of fear through everyone watching. The sheep bolted in panic, only to be guided away by a team member who shielded it with his body, preventing it from running back into danger. Refusing to give up, the team adjusted their grip, using their combined strength and experience to begin carefully unwinding the python's coils. Inch by inch, they loosened the powerful body, each movement deliberate and controlled to avoid provoking another deadly squeeze. The tension was unbearable as the dog's chest finally began to move more freely, shallow breaths becoming visible as air returned to its lungs. At last, The final coil slipped free. The German Shepherd collapsed onto the ground, exhausted but alive. A rescuer immediately moved in to check its breathing and pulse, gently speaking to calm the dog as it struggled to lift its head. At the same time, the rest of the team secured the python, preventing it from turning back toward the animals or striking out of fear. Relief washed over the scene, but the work was far from finished. The sheep was carefully examined, trembling but unharmed, then guided back toward the safety of the flock. Water was brought for the German Shepherd, and minor wounds were checked as the dog slowly regained strength. Its tail gave a weak wag, a powerful moment that brought visible emotion to everyone present, including the hardened rescuers. With the immediate danger over, attention turned to the python. Still powerful and stressed, the snake was carefully restrained and placed into a secure transport container. The rescuers explained that the python would be relocated deep into the wild, far from human settlements, where it could live without posing a threat to people or livestock. This decision reinforced an important message. Wild animals are not villains, but creatures acting on instinct in shrinking natural habitats. As the sun began to set, the German Shepherd was reunited with its owner, who knelt beside the dog, overwhelmed with gratitude and emotion. The sheep stood calmly nearby, safe once again, as if unaware of how close it had come to disaster. The rescuers packed their equipment, exchanging quiet words about how close the situation had been and how teamwork had made the difference between life and death. The video ends with a powerful reflection on courage, loyalty, and respect for nature. It reminds viewers that while the wild can be dangerous, compassion and skill can save lives when humans choose to act responsibly. The final shot lingers on the German Shepherd standing proudly once more, watching over the flock as the forest looms silently in the background, a reminder that survival often depends on bravery, unity, and understanding rather than fear.